Hello, lovely people of the world, how's it gear to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In today's video, we'll be taking care of some shrine quests across the Korok forest. To start these off, let's talk to this dude. Huh? You? Could it be? You're Mr. Hero! Mr. Hero is here! The mushroom on my head suddenly sprouted today, so I knew something was up. It was a prediction that you'd come, I think. Us Koroks all got together and prepared some trials just for you, Mr. Hero. If you pass the very tough trials we prepared, pulling out the Master Sword will be a piece of cake. Probably. Among the trials is an extra tough one designed by me, the Elder of Korok Forest. So, will you test your mettle in the Korok trials? I'll do it. You know, if you keep doing everything everyone asks of you without question, you're gonna get conned eventually. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the Korok trials. Long story short, you need to visit all the shrines in the Korok forest so that you can be considered a real grown-up. Trial 1! In the Southwest Forest, Trial of Second Sight. Trial 2! In the Northwest Forest, the Lost Pilgrim blah blah. Trial 3! In the Eastern Forest, the Test of Wood. If you can overcome the Korok trials, you can overcome anything. We've also prepared some wonderful prizes for you. Now show us what you're made of. Alright, do your best. Your voice changed like 12 times during that. So, for this side quest, that's not the right button I want to push. I'm going to set the objective marker so that we can easily find these things. And these Korok trials are basically going to be the main focus of this episode. So, in the previous episode on the playlist, I said that this is my favorite version of the Korok Forest we've seen in any Zelda game ever. And I gotta say, this entire area, just the way that it looks, is just a big reason why. It really does give off that sense of you're in a mysterious forest and things like that. And it's just so ominous and spooky. Like, you're not entirely sure if you can trust the Koroks because they're so mysterious and things like that. I love it. I love this interpretation of the Korok forest. A Hylian seeks to attempt the Korok trial. Is that even allowed? Who cares? Are you here to attempt my Korok trial? Of course. Oh wow, you really want to try it? I guess it was worth asking after all. Let me tell you about the trial. All you need to do is keep going and not get lost in the mist. Easy, right? What's wrong? You don't look very excited. But don't worry, I've got a cryptic little hint for you. The hungry trees will show you the way. Spy their iron to win the day. Didn't I make that sound cool? Think about that as you take on the trial. Trial of Second Sight. So, what this basically means is there's going to be some iron ball thingies inside these trees. Oh, it looks like it has a face. That's cute. We want to follow the trees that have the iron balls inside their mouths and things like that. So, just look around, see if there's any magnetic objects surrounding the area. And when you find one, you'll be able to go in that direction. We see one over there, so let's go onwards. Now, this is another big reason why I love exploring these Lost Woods, more so than any other ones in the Zelda series. Because in most Zelda games, the act of actually figuring out how to navigate the Lost Woods is usually just a one-and-done thing. You find the solution, you go through the Lost Woods, and then whatever's on the other side, you usually have some kind of teleportation thingy by it, and that's mostly the same case for this area too. But the cool thing about this one is there's more than one. Like, there's more than one puzzle for you to figure out with navigating the Korok puzzle, with navigating the Lost Woods. Because first of all, we had to go into this area by figuring out how to navigate this area. But then you also had the other method that we're doing right now, where we have these iron ball thingies surrounding the the iron balls inside the trees. So I think it's a really, really clever mechanic that I really like. Feed me the aged shield guarded by monsters eternal. My brother will repay you in kind. Amber. Now, I'm 99.8% sure that we've already discussed this, but if you don't have a Korok leaf, then another way you can navigate to using the boats is to take a magnetic treasure chest like this and push it against the sail. So that's one way you can get across this area, and it's very, very fast. It's actually my preferred way of navigating this area. But that's just something that I wanted to bring up. Please place my chest in my mouth. The Shield Eater's brother stole it from me. Wait, what that too? Please pass away chest. Ah, okay. Where'd it go? It's over there. Ah, so it was a good thing that we brought this treasure chest with us. I like the idea that a tree stole a treasure chest from another tree. That's actually kind of funny. Trial of Second Sight complete. To you sets foot in the shrine. I am Sidajj. Okay, the J's, I mentioned this in the previous episode, but J's, when trying to pronounce things in other languages and things like that, the letter J can never make up its mind on how it's supposed to be pronounced, because it's pronounced like J in my language, but it's also pronounced like a Y in Norse pronunciation. Like, you have Yomagander, for example, but I believe it's also like silent in Spanish, or it's pronounced like an H or something like that. I'm not very good at Spanish, so I apologize if I got that completely wrong. In French, it's pronounced like a Z. So the letter J can never make up its mind on how it's supposed to be pronounced. And this is unfortunate considering my first and last name starts with the letter J. If you ever wander too far into the forest and end up getting lost inside the mist thingy, it'll teleport you back to the beginning of the Korok forest. That's something that's very well worth mentioning. What does this sign say? The Test of Wood, a forest exit shortcut. Oh, that's pretty nice. So while we have Hestu right here, I'd like to go into a bit of a theory that I have about Hestu and the Great Deku Tree. Now, this is based off pretty much no evidence whatsoever, so take my theory with a grain of salt. It's just something that I thought about one day, and it's been stuck in my head for years now, so that's wonderful. So, my theory is that... First of all, let's go talk to this guy.
Hey, hero guy, I was told you'd be coming. But do you really think you're ready for the test of wood? Some say it's the hardest of the Korok trials. But it's not complicated. All you need to do is equip this Korok weapon set and reach the shrine at the back of the area. Are you ready to try it? Alright, go get 'em. You have to keep the sword, bow, and shield equipped the whole time. If they break or you unequip them, you're out! All you have to do is reach the shrine in the back of the area. Off you go!
And like that Korok dude said, this is considered the hardest of the Korok trials, and I can certainly agree with that. But it is so much fun, I like this one. But going back to the Great Deku Tree Hestu theory that I wanted to mention, well, first of all, before that, it's worth mentioning that, like I mentioned in the previous episode in the playlist, having the Champion's Tunic equipped will let you see the health bars of the enemies, which is also very helpful in this area too, because it'll let you see the enemies coming sooner. So that's something that's very well worth mentioning. But if I could finish my train of thought for that theory that I wanted to mention, so So this is mostly based off the fact that it's been confirmed that Breath of the Wild takes place in the same timeline as Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess. So, what I was wondering one day is what happens to the Great Deku Tree Sprout in Ocarina of Time on this timeline? We know what happens to it in the other two timelines. It gets killed in the timeline with the original game and Link's Awakening and things like that. We see those remains as the first dungeon in the very first Zelda game. And in the timeline with Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks and things like that, we see it grow into the Great Deku Tree in that game. But we don't really get to see what happens to it in this game's timeline. We get to see a sort of a giant tree in Twilight Princess, but we never really get to talk to it. So my theory is the Great Deku Tree that died in Ocarina of Time came back to life after Ganondorf was defeated. And the Great Deku Tree Sprout becomes Hestu. This is based off absolutely no evidence whatsoever, other than the fact that we don't see what happens to the Great Deku Tree Sprout in this timeline. So my theory is that because the Sprout wasn't needed anymore, it became Hestu, and now that's where the Koroks came from. So again, no evidence whatsoever, other than the fact that this is just something that I thought about one day, and I think it's really cool. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Now we want to avoid the fire choo-choo, because the fire choo-choo is going to make the thing burn a lot faster. Okie dokie, well, this works. That's something that works pretty well too, so I'm not gonna complain about it. The inventory is full. We just upgraded the weapon thingy. Dang it! I was trying to get rid of the weapon so I can pick up this sword. Sounds like I'm getting ready for a Mario Kart race. Updraft. Let's go. Whee! Yeah, you're gonna get bombarded by Octoroks as we go across this area, so definitely keep that in mind. It's very, very evil. I don't appreciate being attacked like this. Not very nice. Okay. I believe that was the toughest part. We should be okay now. That is Thornbush. Hey, remember that time that I said that we're okay now and then I immediately ran into a Thornbush? That is a giant fiery thingy. Giant fire does not exactly help out with wooden weapons! I overjumped that. That was my bad. Alright, back to where we were a moment ago. It took me a couple of attempts to get back over here. But if you want to do the cheap strategy, you can go on top of the Cryonis block. So that's something that's pretty well worth mentioning indeed. And watch out for that stupid fire arrow jerk, because fire and wood don't exactly work well together.
Congratulations, you've passed the test of wood. Well done, hero man. Happiness awaits you at the shrine.
Is there eggnog inside?
Please let there be eggnog inside. That'll make all this pain worth it.
I actually got eggnog the other day, and it makes me really happy because I love eggnog, but it's only seasonal, so it's not available all year. But it is now because it's a cold season, and they're selling eggnog, and that makes me a happy gator. Maag Halan's blessing. Giant ancient car. A little while back, we were doing a side quest where I had to get a giant ancient core, and when I was looking through my notes to try and see what shrine I could do in that video to get a giant ancient core, most of the ones that I found were in this region, and I was like, if I do that, I'll have to go all the way across the map, and it's just for one giant ancient core. It'd probably be better to just take care of the one near the Great Plateau. You know, I said a moment ago that fire and wood don't work well together. But now I'm wondering, is there a wood type Pokemon? Because I want to make a Pokemon joke, but I don't know if there's like a... Well, you know, I guess grass would kind of work. There's a grass type Pokemon. That's the thing. How many Pokemon types are there? I remember a few months ago James was teasing me because I couldn't remember all the Pokemon names off the top of my head. Like all the types and things like that. That's a big reason why I suck at Pokemon. I cannot remember all the types of Pokemon in the game. And I cannot remember for the life of me what's effective against what. And I see people all the time saying, just use real-world logic to figure out what would be effective against one another. But when you say that, it's like, that's cool and all, but how the crap am I supposed to know that fighting is effective against a bird? Why would you fight a bird? And the final challenge we'll be taking care of in today's video. We'll go over here, and... Oh no, the Koroks are running away! Was it something I said? My breath doesn't smell that bad. I brushed last week. Yeah, we go over this way, and there should be another Korok around here. Yes, there is. There's one right here.
Oh, you're Mr. Hero, right? You're gonna do the Korok trial? I knew it. I'd like to ask you a favor then. My little Oki just set off to do the Korok trial. Normally I'd go along too, but Oki insisted on going alone. I let Oki go, but, well, I'm just getting worried. Could you please follow Oki without being seen? I want to be certain nothing bad happens. The lost Pilgrim word I cannot pronounce. So I remember Stasis helping with this. But doesn't sound like it's going to the way that I thought it would, so that's a piece of advice that's completely useless. But basically, what you want to do is you want to go across this area and make sure the Korok doesn't spot you. Alright, Oki doesn't suspect anything. By the way, I like how most of the Koroks names, I like how most of their names are like tree puns and things like that. That's something that I can appreciate. So, we have to be careful so they don't spot us. And then eventually they'll continue on their merry way. So one thing worth mentioning is it's definitely advised that you get the Sheikah armor from the Kakariko village shop before you come into this place, because that will definitely help you with being more stealthy and things like that. I did not get this before recording this video though, so... Oh, darn it. Huh. I never knew that. If you get lost in the woods, then Oki is the one who returns you. But yeah, what I was saying a moment ago was, it's a good idea to get the Sheikah armor in Kakariko village before you come into this area so that you can get some more stealth. Because running around this area will certainly attract a lot of noise and will make it easier for Oki to spot you. So you definitely want to be careful about that. I did not get this armor set before coming into this place. I probably should have in hindsight, but I just haven't really gone around to it because there hasn't really been a reason lately for me to return to Kakariko village now that we've taken care of all the side quests over there. So I definitely will make a note for myself to go grab it soon. I mean, I have every intention on trying to get every armor set in the game anyway, so it's not like we're not going to get it anytime. So this is basically going to be what this entire side quest is going to be like. Honestly, even though I do consider the Test of Wood to be the most difficult of the Korok trials, I think this one is honestly the most challenging for me personally, because I have like zero patience. I have zero patience when it comes to levels like this, so it's certainly something that I personally struggle with, because I get very patient when I'm going through these areas. And there's very honestly not that much left to talk about when it comes to what you actually need to do for this, so
If anything interesting comes up, then we'll continue live commentary. Otherwise, then cue the fast forwarding editing montage thingy. That was one of the most nerve-wracking things we've done this episode. Whew. That was close. That was really, really close. But we're fine now. We're fine. We'll be okay. It's all okay. Stop worrying. I said stop worrying. Stop worrying! Stop panicking! Everything's gonna be okay! Yep, nope. I'm not here. Nobody is here. I'm invisible. I'm incognito. I know. Oh, that's really cute. I was afraid of a shadow. Okay, I can't exactly tell where he is right now, so I'm getting a little bit nervous. But the shrine is right there, so we should be okay.
Well, I finally made it.
Okay, I think it's safe to approach him now.
Yeah, I made it. I finished the trial. What? Who's there? Hey, are you that hero guy? You know, Mr. Hero? Guess what, Mr. Hero? I did the trial all by myself. Aren't I brave? Oh yeah, you're probably here for the shrine. The Great Dinky Tree said that the monk's blessing is waiting in the shrine ahead. Why don't you go take a look?
I love this quest so much. It's just so cute. Like, I love the Koroks in general. They're easily some of my favorite Zelda characters in the history of the series. I loved them in Wind Waker, and I still love them now. Even if it is kind of a pain to keep track of all the Korok seeds, they're still really fun too. They're still really fun characters. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be eggnog? An ancient core? Oh, I wanted eggnog.
Oh, you want to go back to the shrine? Just follow the flowers. They won't let you down. That's right. If you follow the flowers, you won't get lost.
Follow the flowers. Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies? So, those are all of the master trials for the Korok Forest. But there's still one more objective for us to take care of before the side quest is completely taken care of. So, let's head back over towards the Great Deku Tree. And talk to this guy. What? You finished all the trials? I cannot whistle that well. That's amazing. You're so cool. Now it's only a matter of time before you're able to pull out the Master Sword. Hurry up and show us what you've got. Ah! I know that look. You want me to give you something since you visited all the places, don't you? I guess I have no choice. I'll give you my treasured item. And we get the big hearty truffle ×3. Oh yeah. Try eating a dish cooked with a big hearty truffle. It'll soothe all your aches and pains and then some. I'm not pulling your branch here. Just try it for yourself. So I'm taking care of all that. Can we pull up the Master Sword now? I'm bored. 100 years ago, you would have been able to pull out that sword easily. You have grown weak. You must find a way to become stronger. I mean, I would be stronger if you'd give me eggnog. Stupid jerk. So I'm taking care of all that. We're in this video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Your episode is where to go next. You go to the next video in the playlist where we'll be taking care of the last of the side quests across the Korok Forest. Your alternate option, however, is to also go to Death Mountain, where you'll be able to continue on our path through conquering all the divine beasts. You can take care of the Koroks across the woodland region as well, or ignore all that and go straight for Ganon. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I believe to you, and where would you like to go to next?